next page. Let's move on to here. So what we are looking for, research into agent technology was more costly than research into neural networks. A comparison. They mention it where? Where is that? Neural, is it there?
So probably it's in
previous,
C.
Is
C,
it
it's C.
It's C, sorry.
Para C.
Para C. Where is that? Neural?
Last line.
Yeah.
Last or second line.
Okay. So neural technology and agent technology. How can, is there any guarantee that this one is more expensive than this one? When research more costly, how can we say? Can we say for sure? Should it be no or yes or not given?
Not given.
Not given. Because there's no guarantee. This could be more expensive than this one. This could be more expensive. There's no guarantee, and nothing has been mentioned about that.
Not given, sir.
This is also
not given.
Not given. Which one?
34.
34.
Not, sorry. This is not given. What about the next one? Let's move on to the next one. The next one says that AI applications have already had a degree of success. Applications of AI have already had a degree of success. They're trying to say that it had, in that time, by that time, it had a degree of success. Have already had means the time they're talking about, by that time, it had already achieved some kind of. So, amra kothay bolbo success, na? Where is that? Where we can read success. Here they are talking about success. So, can we read it and can we say that whether this is 35? 35? Whether they had success.
Ironically, in some ways.
Okay, let's.
Sound success. Indeed.
Ironically, some ways was whenever an apparently mundane problem was solved, such as building system that could land an aircraft unattended, the problem was deemed not to have been an AI in the first place of it, PLAC. But in fact, it was. That's why they're saying it was not credited. It was solving it, AI, but people didn't realize that it was AI because AI was consisted of 5 or 6 separate areas, and one of them was solving that. So they didn't have a pretty good idea what was AI was all about. If it works, it can be AI. As doctor, because they thought that AI, was not, clever, was not a good one. AI was a failure. So they never could, but in fact, all those successes could be had. Effect of repeatedly moving goalposts in this way was AI came to refer to be blue sky research that was still years away from coming. They think that AI is something, still not achieved. But in fact, in many of the discoveries, AI was playing a role. Researchers joked that AI stood for almost implemented, but never realized. Meanwhile, the technology that made it into the market, such as speech recognition, language translation, were no longer regarded as AI. Yet all three once fell within the umbrella. So all these were playing roles, but those separately, people didn't have much idea that these were part of AI. Then what happened? So is it true, false, or not given? That application had already had a 35 what?
False, sir.
I think it's true.
Yes, it's true. They say it already happened. It's true. It's true. It's true. Okay, this is, I think, not given. This is false, and this is not given. It's true. Because they say that it was successful, but people could not understand it at that time. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. The problems waiting to be solved by AI has not changed since 1967. Let's check it. But the problems waiting to be solved by AI have not changed since 1967. 1967, let's move on to 1967. The problems still remain same. I mean, the problems didn't change. Can we say for sure? Where is 1967? Is there any 1967? Where is mentioned? I think there is a mention here. There is a mention here. Yeah, 19. Oh no, 67. Is there any 67?
Point.
Yeah. You see, 1967. Okay, what they're saying, see, Mervyn Minsky said in 97 that within a generation of the problem of creating artificial intelligence would be substantially solved. Means AI would be able to solve everything within what? Within a generation, 1967. Prototypes of medical recognition software appeared to be making progress. AJ, this is also important. You see, it proved to be a false dawn. Means it started well, but it didn't materialize. This one, it didn't. AJ, you see, it didn't materialize. It was not working. It was not working. 36. Again, see, in the next one, they even continued here. They even continued here. What is that? It was in D. Here again, see, it is a continuation. Meanwhile, the technologies that made it into the market saw as a separate language and decision separation were no longer regarded as AI. Yet all three once fell within the umbrella. Within the umbrella. What does it mean? Means, you know, the definition change. The definition change. Here, what was regarded? You know, what they thought that if they can change it within, later on the definition change, you know, their contents change. So if it is true, then what can we say? That the problems waiting to be solved by AI have not changed since then. Has it changed or it hasn't?
Changed, sir.
It has changed. Then what? It ki hobe? It a false.
False.
It changed. They say that it's false. It's false. But this one is, you know, kind of separated in one part, the other part. So you'll have to understand this is true. Now, the film 2001, A Space Odyssey, reflected contemporary ideas about the potential of AI computers. The film 2001, A Space Odyssey, reflected contemporary ideas about the potential of AI. So contemporary means of the same time. So we are looking for the film AI here. So can we say that that film reflect the contemporary ideas about the potential of AI or not? Can we read it together? In 1969, film's 2000 Space Odyssey featured an intelligent computer called this one, as well as understanding and speaking English. All could play chess and even learn to lip read. All thus encapsulated, incorporated the optimism of the 1960s that intelligent computer would be widespread by 2001. But in 2000 has been gone, and there is still no sign of all-like computers. Individual system can play chess or transfer, but general theory of machines intelligence still remains exclusive. So have you found the answer? Exclusive. So is it true that the reflective contemporary ideas about the potential of in that film? Yes. In that film, it has been shown that what? It will be able to do something that, yes, it's true. The film reflected contemporary ideas, mean idea of that time about the potential. They thought that many things can be happened, can be materialized, but did it happen? No. So, but the film itself, it showed. So, এটা কি হবে? Is it true, false, or not true? This one?
It's true.
It's true. So, yes, the film did it work. But, artificial intelligence couldn't deliver. It delivered, but in a different way. You get my point. What we mentioned, people think that artificial intelligence didn't work. It worked. It became more specialized, more separate areas. Get my point? Okay, now let's move on. The last one, this one. How do you do that? This one, right. This is the multiple choice. So how do you do that? You remember in 1980s, okay, 19 was a filling that 1980s. So we'll look for researchers 1980s. We'll look for 1980s. No, 80s means what? From 80 to 89. So would we be able to find 1980 anywhere? Is there any 80? Yes. Probably we look for it. We're looking for number 38.
In para B.
Number 38. Where is number 38? Okay, can we 38? So we'll have to read that. The general theory of AI would never be developed. Then what else? A general theory of would never be developed. Original expectation of AI may not have been justified. A wide range of applications was close to fruition. Fruition means bearing fruit, means becoming materialized or becoming true. More powerful computers were the key to further progress. So accordingly, 1980, we are feeling that. So we will look for 1980 and what they were feeling. Is it here or it could be in C?
It could be in para B.
Para B. Okay, can we? So we'll have to move on. Can we check para B? No, okay, I think it's para B. And we are talking about here. Let's check it. Sorry. Para B, 1980s. They mentioned 1980s. Here. 1980s here. There was optimism here. You see, they were thinking about optimism. Now let's read it. Says David, there was optimism that a researcher at Indiana University then, when people realized that these were hard problems, there were retrenchment, hardware, and then they won't be able to solve under AI. But the late 80s, the term AI was being avoided by many researchers who opted instead to align themselves with the subspecific discipline, such as neural network, agent technology, case-based reasoning, and so on. So what can we understand? Say they wouldn't have changed it. They wouldn't have termed themselves that, yes, they were more specific. So AI was not delivering. They were thinking, but those subdisciplines were delivering. So from here, what we can say? What can we say? Which one is the correct one? Which one is the correct one? From there. Researchers, they were feeling that in late 80s, not the early one. A general theory of AI would never be developed. Original expectation may never have been justified. A wide range of applications was close to fruition. No, I don't think this is true. So which one? Which one is the correct one?
D.
No, they didn't mention anything. C. Was fruition range of application? No, they didn't mention about application. I think E.
So can I see the para A or A?
A. Okay, wait. Here, A. Means, what they thought about AI, it was not working. And by 1990, what happens? You see, but vanished in it almost vanished. So it was not, their expectation big in 80s, so it didn't work. But they were moving to subsectors. তাহলে এখানে আবার দেখি, see, when people, these were hard problems, retrenchment, মানে they were cutting down research. By late 80s, মানে almost 90s, the term was being avoided by many researchers who opted instead to align themselves. মানে they want to align, মানে কি, they want to put together themselves together with specific disciplines such as neural data. আমার কথা বুঝছেন? তাহলে কি বলবো? তাহলে if it is true, তাহলে answer কোনটা হবে? এটা হবে original expectations may not have been justified. What they were thinking, it was not. আর
এখানে তো জাস্টিফাইড সম্পর্কে কিছু বলে নাই।
কোনটা?
এই যে অরিজিনাল
জাস্টিফাইড মানে কি, না হলে যদি জাস্টিফাইড না হতো তাহলে তো অন্য জায়গায় যেতই না। they moved on, মানে যতটুকু আশা করা গিয়েছিল এটা বেশি বেশি হয়েছিল, এই জন্য জাস্টিফাইড না, সেই জন্য they moved on to other branches. মানে এআই এর যে অনেকগুলো ব্রাঞ্চ ছিল, ওরা বলতো না যে এআই, কারণ এআই এর পুরো রেপুটেশন খারাপ হয়ে গেছে। so they were moving into what sub, the AI যে সাব গুলো, ঠিক আছে? so answer হবে কি B. আচ্ছা, what about the next one? Doctor opinion, the reputation suffered as a result of what? ওই যে ওখানে আমরা we saw it here, এই যে Dr. Leary research, he said then people realized there were heart problems, there were retrenchment by 80s, he was saying that. so এটা তো আমরা পড়লাম, তাহলে এখানে কি হবে? এর কোনটা হবে? Lear's reputation of AI suffered, কেন এটা খারাপ হয়েছিল? because changing perception, premature implementation, poorly planned projects and commercial pressures. কোনটার জন্য suffered as a result of কোনটা? 39 কি হবে? 39 premature implementation. না, who told you? When premature, who told you that it was premature implementation? Nothing is said. মানে ওদের কিন্তু পারসেপশন চেঞ্জ, ওদের হচ্ছিল যে এআই কিছুই পারবে না, কিন্তু ওরা বোঝেনি যে many of the success were could be attributed to the AI এর আন্ডারে যেগুলো সাইট ছিল, ঠিক আছে? ওদের আইডিয়াটা ভুল ছিল। it was successful কিভাবে? through what? through sub categories, not together, not as a unit, because they were not sure, their expectation was too high. AI is everything, কিন্তু AI বলে তো কিছু নাই, AI হলো প্রত্যেকটার কি কম্বিনেশন। so what they say
perception হবে,
হ্যাঁ এটা বলছে যে এই যে changing perception, the perception change, everything was there, মানে পারসেপশন চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে, আসলে কাজ করছে, কিন্তু পারসেপশন একবার চেঞ্জ হলে কি হচ্ছে, কাজ যদিও ভালো করে তখন কি হবে, কেউ এটাকে দাম দেবে না। আচ্ছা, what about 40? The prospect of AI may benefit from what? The prospect for AI may benefit from what? Existing AI application, new business models, orders from internet-only companies, new investment priorities. Prospect may benefit from কোনটা? 40 আমরা কোনটা দেখব?
Since all of
Sir, is it new business models?
আচ্ছা, আমাদের কিওয়ার্ড কোনটা? আচ্ছা, ওইটা probably you might find it here. আচ্ছা, can we read it here? এখানে আমরা একটু পড়ি। Another factor that may boost, they boost. Okay? The prospect of AI in the near future is that investors are now looking for firms using clever technology. Clever technology মানে কিন্তু কি? Artificial intelligence, rather than just clever business model, to differentiate themselves. In particular, problem of information overload, ওই যে এগুলো বললো না, pages যে এগুলোতে technology, information technology, তাহলে এখান থেকে can we find any information? এখান থেকে can we get an answer that the prospect may benefit, the prospects in the future, existing AI applications or new business models, নাকি অর্ডার, মানে কি চেঞ্জ হলে এটা হবে, যা আছে এটা দিয়েই কাজ হবে।
New business models.
নিউ
New
বিজনেস
business proper. Yeah.
এই যে এখানে ইনভেস্টর নাও লুকিং ফর ইউজিং এটা মডেল
New business
রাদার
models,
দেন
yeah.
ক্লেভার বিজনেস মডেল, মানে মডেল চেঞ্জ করছে। তাহলে কি হবে, তাহলে এখানে কিওয়ার্ড কোনটা ছিল, বেনিফিট না, এগুলো
Prospects.
পড়তে হবে। সো the answer is new business।
D.
বেসিক এইটাই, এখন হচ্ছে এটাকে আরো স্ট্রিমলাইন করতে হবে, মানে যত মিনিমাম পড়ে আপনি এটা এটা সলভ, এইটাই রুল, এইটাই, এর বাইরে কিছু নেই। এটা হচ্ছে এইভাবে you'll have to apply, ঠিক আছে? Okay, I'll be sending it, you can even check it out later on. এখন this is just a এটা একটা স্যাম্পল, you'll have to keep on practicing from Cambridge. আমরা যদি এই যে একটু মনে আছে, if you could find it out, এই যে even before starting এই যে 1980s, প্রথমে যদি এটা একটু দেখে নিই, while we'll be solving the first one, usually আমরা whenever we'll find এই যে 1980s, say you found 1980s, we should have ছোট্ট একটা মার্ক দিলে কি হচ্ছে, you don't have to look for the whole thing. It is easy, 1980 is easy, but what about a word? Finding a word could be difficult. 1980s, these are easy. Now all the name is easy because these are easy to find out. It's abar ekটু difficult because we didn't have any name, we didn't have any numbers. বুঝছেন? আচ্ছা, তাহলে আমরা একটা যেটা দেখলাম যে দেখেন এখানে ইয়েগুলো থাকে, ওই যে আমাদের ওই যে which paragraph. So here it was enough to read 3. It was enough to read 3, 4, 5, 6. It was enough to read line 4 and 5. It was you had to read that one. এখন তাহলে কি, it is enough to read the 4, 5 or 6 lines. I think for these there's no guarantee. Say এখানে দেখেন, এখানে কিন্তু it's not here, it's in the middle. This one almost stretched up to the last. So in which paragraph it's better to read, if you can read quickly the whole idea, because even it could be in the last line as well, that particular information. Okay, so we are kind of done with that. So you have time, যাদের time আছে you can stay back, আমি 9:30 পর্যন্ত একটু করব. We'll talk about one kind of essay, is an opinion essay. We'll be doing some essay today. Those who can, if you want to stay back, একটু লেট হয়ে গেছে বুঝছি, আমরা খুব তাড়াতাড়ি একটু পড়বো, তো how to write আমাদের একটা আইডিয়াটা ক্লিয়ার হয়ে যাবে। আচ্ছা, let's start it. So let's check it first. Let's check types of questions. আমাদের task 2 তে what kind of types of question we might expect during the exam. How much time should you get to write task 2? Anybody there? Are you there? কেউ আছেন?
40 minutes.
Acha, if you were here, we can discuss. There's a 40 minutes. These are the types of essay. This is very important. Amar mona, these days is very difficult to score very high. So you must make them understand that you know what you're writing, at least what they want. Acha, opinion essay, discussion essay, problem solution essay, advantage essay, disadvantage. In the last class, we talked about double question essays. Acha, now we are talking about opinion essays. Most answer question fit one of the categories. However, question can be written in many different ways, which can make it difficult to determine which type they are. On this page, I want to give you an overview of all 5 essays as a type with sample question to help you recognize some of the different wording often used. I will also include a basic structure of each that you can use as a guide for easy planning, a vital step in the writing process. I go into each type of question. First, let's see. So there will be 4 basic structure. I recommend that you use task 2. There must be introduction, main
Sir,
body
could you please
paragraph.
share the screen?
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not being shared.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry. I thought that it was being shared. Just a moment. Now you can say it. No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
You can say it now. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So there are 5 types of: 1, opinion essay, discussion essay, problem solution essay, advantage, disadvantages. So you'll have to understand how to write. Okay. See here, all of the essays usually have introduction, main body, paragraph, main. Okay, fine. So let's talk about the opinion essays. What kind of essays are there? These are sometimes called argue or disagree or argumentative essays. One of the most common types of essay in task 2. The first part of the question will be a statement. Will then be asked to give your own opinion about the statement. Here is some typical wording that might. What's that? What's your opinion? Do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? These are the 3, very common. Here is example. Space exploration is much too expensive and the money should be spent on more important things. What is your opinion? These are argumentative essays. A big salary is much more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? This is also opinion essay. Advances in technology and automation have reduced the need for manual labor. Therefore, working hours should be reduced. To what extent do you agree or disagree? This is what this all types are a part of opinion essay. Okay, so how do you do that? Choose one side of argument. Say we will be solving that one. We'll be solving that. Later will come. Discussion essay. What's a discussion essay? Let's see the question only. Some people think that the government should provide free education at every level. However, some say that individuals should pay for the university election. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Many people believe that all zoos should be closed, while others claim that zoos have a positive impact. Discuss both views and give your opinion. This is saying, discuss both. And what about this one? Many governments think that economic progress is their most important goal. Some people, however, think that other types of progress are equally important for a country. Discuss both views and give your opinion. This is what? Discussion essay. This is a problem solving. Problem, they give you a problem and they, yes, this is a problem solving. This is another type of essay. What is this? Overpopulation in many urban centers such as around the world is a major problem. What are the causes of this? How can this problem be solved? Nowadays, many people have easy access to computers and a large number of children play computer games. That's a games. Okay, what are the negative impacts of playing computer? Computer games. What can be done to minimize? It's a problem and it's a solve. You know, you'll have to write this. Okay, this is one type, and disadvantage. What are the advantage and disadvantage? This is basically, and do you think that advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Discuss the advantages and give your opinion. These are the types of question, and the last one is double question type. Here, what's that? Here, can you see it? Can you see it, guys? Huh? You can see it? Hello?
Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
see.
okay, fine. Now, today we will be discussing about what? The opinion is. We'll be just discussing. Every day, we'll try to, one. You'll have to understand that one. Okay, how do you write the opinion is? How to plan essay, we'll talk about that. What is the question? Question is, as I mentioned, we'll be dealing with this question. A big salary is much more important than a job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? This is the question. Give reasons for your answer. Include any relevant example from your own. So whatever relevant, if you can, you must give, and knowledge and experience. Okay, so I will be using this question to guide you through the process of planning and writing. So common mistake. What is the mistake people usually do? Not stating an opinion. They don't say, that one, which one is good? Is it satisfaction or it's the money? You're not saying anything. That's a big problem. Giving arguments for both views. You're supporting both the views. It's better not to do that. It's better to do one. and clear, not supporting your opinion with clear reason. This must be there. The most common mistake that students make is not giving an opinion because they are asking for opinion. The question will clearly state that you must choose one side of the argument. If you fail to do this, we'll get a low score for task achievement. What was the question? Give reasons. Do you disagree, or it's better not to go for agree and disagree? So it's better to agree or disagree. Take one side. That's easier. Now let's move on to the essay structure. Now let's look at simple structure. Introduction, paraphrase the question, give your opinion, and state two supporting reasons. This is an easy structure. If you can write it, write it. Whatever you write, it must be a proper structure. That's the key. That's the key. It could be a short one. It could be at least it's 250 words. That will do. Main body paragraph. There will be a main body paragraph. See, topic sentence will later we'll say. Outline the first reason for supporting this view. Explanation. Explain the idea. Example. You see, you're starting with a topic sentence, the main idea. Then you're providing an explanation. You're not bringing in too many ideas, because if you bring in too many ideas, you'll not be able to provide sufficient explanation and sufficient example. What about main body paragraph? So to make, this is also another one. Topic sentence, we'll check it later on. Outline the second reason for supporting this view. Explain the same way. Conclusion, summarize opinion, and the structure will give us a well-balanced four paragraphs. We now need some ideas to add into the structure, and we'll have everything we need for essay. How to plan the essay? Decide on your opinion first. Which one you're going to say? What do you think? Is it the salary is more important or job satisfaction? What do you think, guys? How you are
I think job satisfaction is more important than salary.
Okay, let's see how they. The question I have chosen to work is quite straightforward and easy to understand. So we don't have to spend too much time on analyzing the question. The first task then is to decide on here's the question about Puri. For this essay, I'm going to disagree with this statement and argue that job satisfaction is more important than a big salary. Do you agree in most of the cases? Or salary? What do you think? Satisfaction. Okay, because you'll have to deal it throughout your life. Generate ideas. How do you generate ideas? That's the second step. The second step is to generate some ideas to write about. Since I'm going to argue that job satisfaction is more important than a large salary, I need ideas to support this view. আমাকে support করতে হবে. There are several ways to think it up. I covered them fully on the ideas planning. আপনার এই ওয়েবসাইটে আমি পাঠিয়ে দেবো, আপনি এটা ক্লিক করে এটা দেখে নিন যদি if you want to go in deep. আমরা শুধু এই এসেতে থাকছি আজকে. Today we are dealing with only this essay. With this particular question, I immediately thought of a couple of example of situation where job satisfaction did prove to be more important because I'm supporting that than high salary. So I'm going to use the example method of generating ideas. Once you have thought of an example or two, ideas to include in your essay should come to you easily. Which idea? You may want to try this yourself before reading onto your ideas. Here's my examples and some ideas they generated. Both the examples are pretty true, but I have adapted them to better fit the essay. It's fine to do this as the examiner won't check your facts. আমার example কোনটা? আমি example থেকে এসেছি. Example হলে কি হবে? আমি আইডিয়াটা আরো strong হবে because I must provide example. Uncle Berry, as a personal example, boasted about high salary but hated his job. Nervous breakdown, lost job and can't work. ঠিক আছে, এটা একটা example. I thought about example. আরেকটা হচ্ছে আমার নিজের ব্যাপারে probably I thought about example. Give up teaching. Now enjoy work. Now enjoy my work and am much more relaxed and happy even though I earn less money. Probably I was also teaching and something I was not enjoying. আর এখানে হলো he was not enjoying. Two example. আচ্ছা, এটা থেকে ideas develop করছি. High salary jobs, এখানে হলো example. এই দুইটা example use করব. High salary jobs are generally more stressful. Stress leads to ill health, both mental and physical. 40 hours a week, you work a third of the day. A week at work, a lot of so money doesn't bring happiness, better quality of life, sense of fulfillment. The money does not less stress, healthier. So this is one side, this is one side. I just put down the ideas. I have more ideas here than I needed, so I'm going to pick 2 ideas in the essay, one for each of the main body paragraph. First body paragraph will be high salary jobs are generally more stressful and can lead to ill health. আমার first idea হবে এইটা। সেকেন্ডটা হচ্ছে job satisfaction give a sense of fulfillment. ফার্স্টে হচ্ছে যে আমি যেটা সাপোর্ট করছি না সেটা দিয়ে আইডিয়া দেবো, আর সেকেন্ডটা হচ্ছে যেটা আমি সাপোর্ট করছি যে আই এম মোর। হ্যাঁ, তো এখানে একটা এক্সাম্পল, এখানে একটা এক্সাম্পল। We are almost ready to start writing the IELTS opinion essay. এই যে দেখেন, এটা কিন্তু ভালো করে খেয়াল করবেন how they have structured one. If you haven't structured it well, try to read, try to understand. If it is proper, then it's good. It's not only about just writing. In an IELTS essay, it's important to be able to say the same things in different ways, either by paraphrasing or using synonyms. During the planning stage, quickly jot down a few synonyms of keywords you could use to save your having to stop and think about it. যেমন satisfaction, এটা কোথায় আছে আমাদের ওরা কোয়েশ্চেনে দিয়েছে, ওখান থেকে আমি কিছু ওয়ার্ড বের করলাম, কেন এই ওয়ার্ডটা ঘুরে ফিরে আসবে। ফুলফিলমেন্ট, আপনার এই ওয়ার্ডগুলো কিওয়ার্ড, এগুলো লিখতেই হবে ঘুরিয়ে ফিরে। সেন্স অফ ওয়েলবিং, সেন্স অফ অ্যাকমপ্লিশমেন্ট, কন্টেন্ট, স্যালারি, ইনকাম, ওয়েজেস, পে, আর্নিংস, important, significant, valued, job, work, employment, position. With that done, you can focus on the first paragraph of the essay. How to write the introduction. Introduction, a good introduction has simple 3-part structure. Paraphrase question. You'll have to paraphrase. After a introduction, clearly what you have been assigned to. আমাকে যাতে question না পড়তে হয়। Paraphrase question, নিজের ভাষায় লিখতে হবে। Thesis statement, it must be there. Thesis statement, what's your position? And online, sometimes it's important, sometimes it's not important. Let's check it out. Introduction must have 2 to 3 sentences, be 40 to 60 words long, take 5 minutes to write. Introductionটা কিন্তু একটু চিন্তা করে আপনাকে লিখতে হবে। আচ্ছা, paraphrase the question first. Paraphrase মানে in your own words, but you cannot deviate. Start your introduction by paraphrasing the question. How? A question to that. A big salary is much more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? How can we change it? Can we change it right? They're saying that a big salary is much more important. It is argued that earning lots of nijer bhashay likhchi has more significance to people than being content in their works. আমি কিন্তু এইটাই লিখেছি, nothing else. কেউ যদি এইটা পড়ে, if someone reads that, you will be able to understand this idea, same idea, but in my own words. Now, note that I have used some of the synonyms I have listed. Although it's fine to repeat 1 or 2 words if you need. Ekta duita repeat korle problem nai. You mind. All above your language must sound natural. Very important, natural. Jate porte bhalo lage. Thesis statement. Now the most important sentence. Thesis hocche where you state your position. Khub dorkar. This essay totally disagrees with this statement. It's a very easy one. The reader is very clear. The essay totally disagrees with this statement. That's all you need to say. If you decided to agree with this statement, you'd write. The essay completely agrees with this statement. I mean, just an example. There are lots of other essays you can write, but concept is clear. It must be the concept must be clear. You are clear about what you're saying. Outline statement. It is common, but this is very important. Finally, in the introduction, you must outline the 2 main points above, and you will cover the rest of the essay. Do it in 1 sentence, so you can add them onto the end of the thesis sentences appropriate. Outline sentence is after the thesis sentence. What they're writing, I believe that people are increasingly concerned about the risk of stress-related ill health frequently experienced by people in highly paid position, and they care more about feeling unfulfilled at work. এইটা দিয়ে এখানে কিন্তু বলে দিচ্ছে, এটা হলো লাস্ট থিসিস মানে ইন্ট্রোডাকশনের লাস্ট সেন্টেন্স। এইটা দিয়ে আমি বুঝছি, দেখেন খুব সুন্দর করে লিখেছে যে আই এম গোইং টু সাপোর্ট মানে they are becoming more concerned about stress related এবং they are caring more about feeling fulfilled. তাহলে একটা প্যারাগ্রাফ হবে about this one, আরেকটা প্যারাগ্রাফ হবে about this one. এটা নেগেটিভ, এটা হচ্ছে পজিটিভ। এটা এগেইনস্ট, এটা হচ্ছে ফেভার। আপনি কিন্তু এটা তো সব বুঝে লিখেছে, they know what they're writing। তারপর ইন্ট্রোডাকশন। তাহলে ফুল ইন্ট্রোডাকশন হচ্ছে it is argued that earning lots of money has more significance to people than being content in their work. This essay, এটা হলো paraphrase, this essay totally disagrees with that statement. I believe that people, it's a thesis sentence. Thesis sentence, what's that? Is this one. This is thesis sentence. And last একটা হচ্ছে, I believe that people are increasingly concerned about the risk of health related. This is the negative aspect, and এটা positive aspect. They care more about feeling fulfilled. এটা কিন্তু সব বুঝে লিখছে, আন্দাজে কিচ্ছু লিখছে না। Every sentence counts. Very technical writing. The introduction achieves three important functions. What? It shows that the examiner that you understand the question. আপনি যদি এইভাবে লিখতে পারেন, আপনি বুঝাচ্ছেন যে you understood the question. It acts as a guide to examine what your essay is about. এটা বোঝা যাচ্ছে যে আমি কি নিয়ে লিখছি, এটা আমি বুঝতে পেরেছি। It also helps to keep focus and on track in your essay. হ্যাঁ, যেহেতু আপনি বলেই দিয়েছেন যে আপনি কি করছেন, ও তখন বুঝতে পারবে আপনি আগে থেকে যে কি করছেন। আচ্ছা, the two ideas in your interview will become your two main points. প্রথমটা concerned about health risk, এটা নিয়ে আমি ফার্স্ট প্যারাগ্রাফ লিখবো, আর সেকেন্ড প্যারাগ্রাফ হচ্ছে a sense of fulfillment at work. এটা পজিটিভ, এটা নেগেটিভ। প্রথমে নেগেটিভ দিয়ে পরে পজিটিভ। How to write the main body paragraph? আমরা ইন্ট্রোডাকশন শেষ। The structure of a এই ওয়েবসাইট ইজ প্রিটি গুড। এখানে কম জিনিস দিয়েছে, কিন্তু খুব অনেক ওয়েবসাইটে অনেক কিছু লিখেছে। অন্যগুলো খারাপ আমি বলবো না, দিস ইজ প্রিটি গুড। আই এম কোয়াইট হ্যাপি। ভেরি কনসাইজ, ভেরি ক্লিয়ার। আসলে পরীক্ষার সময় আপনি অত লিখতে পারেন না, বেশি লিখতে গেলে আপনি উল্টাপাল্টা লেখাটার সম্ভাবনা বেশি হয়। এটা খুব বোঝার চেষ্টা করেন। এই
IELTSJackie.com।
হ্যাঁ, প্রিটি গুড। এমন তো আরো অনেক আছে, কিন্তু আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে আমি কোয়াইট হ্যাপি। একটা যে সেন্টেন্স বলেন, এই বলেন, নট ব্যাড। আলটিমেটলি কি জানেন, 40 মিনিটে কিন্তু একটা কমপ্লিট এসে লেখা ইটস নট ইজি। তখন এত বুঝে লেখা যায় না। সেই জন্য আপনি ইউ মাস্ট মানে ক্লিয়ারলি 270 থেকে 80 ওয়ার্ড লিখলেও হবে। If you can think of an example, you can add further supporting ideas. But we already have our two examples. দেখছেন এক্সাম্পল নিয়ে এসেছিল প্রথমে, তারপর আইডিয়া। A common problem when writing main body paragraph for IELTS opinion essay is having too many ideas. আপনি যদি বেশি আইডিয়া নিয়ে যান, তখন কিন্তু আবার এসব লিখতেই পারবেন না। তখন এতগুলো আপনি এক্সাম্পল আনতে পারবেন না। এক্সাম্পল ছাড়া, এক্সপ্লেনেশন ছাড়া ওই আইডিয়াগুলো it's not viable. Again, we have already chosen two ideas we are going to develop, so we are all set to start writing. You can see how important the planning stage is and how it makes the actual writing of the essay perfect. Main body paragraph, first one, এটা কি আমরা পজিটিভ না নেগেটিভ? আমরা কিন্তু নেগেটিভ নিয়ে কথা বলেছি। স্যার, আমরা ফার্স্ট আইডিয়াটা নেগেটিভ হবে। দি টপিক সেন্টেন্স, এটা ওই সেন্টেন্সটা পড়লেই আমি বুঝবো এই সেন্টেন্সটা কি দিয়ে শুরু হবে, নেগেটিভ আইডিয়া। Summarize the main idea of the paragraph. That's all it needs to do so, if it doesn't have to be complicated. আসলে কমপ্লিকেটেড হতে হবে না, ওরা যা চাচ্ছে আপনাকে দিতেই হবে। আপনি কমপ্লিকেটেড লিখলেও কিন্তু মার্ক পাবেন না। It plays an important role in ensuring that your ideas flow logically from one to another. It does this by acting as a signpost for what is to next to come. That is what the paragraph will be about. If you maintain a clear development of ideas towards the essay, you will get high marks for task achievement and cohesion and coherence. We will now take the idea for our first main body paragraph and create our topic sentence. Concerns about the risk of stress. Main idea, এটা নিয়ে আমি বলবো যে আসলে এটা নিয়ে অনেকে টেনশন বেড়ে গেছে। টপিক সেন্টেন্স কি হবে? Employees earning a large income are generally under significant mental and emotional pressure to perform well and achieve targets. এর পরের সেন্টেন্স গুলো কি হবে, এটা প্রুফ করবেন কিভাবে হচ্ছে, কি হচ্ছে, এক্সাম্পল দেবেন। এটা পড়লে কিন্তু বোঝা যাচ্ছে যে এই প্যারাগ্রাফের মেইন আইডিয়া। Next, we must write an explanation sentence. What's that? This explanation to the examiner what we mean. এটা বললে ও বুঝে যাবে এটা না, আপনাকে এক্সপ্লেইন করতে হবে। It expands our first idea. Explanation sentence কি হচ্ছে? This causes many individuals to suffer high levels of stress which can result in both mental and physical health problem. ঠিক আছে, এটা কিন্তু ওর পরে। তারপর কি finally we add an example to support our main point. I thought of this in the planning stage, so I have ready to use. If you can't think of a real example, it's fine to make up one as long as it's believable. The examiner isn't going to check your facts. This happened to my uncle. He used to boast about his huge salary, but the boss kept increasing his sales targets, and in the end, the stress became too great and he had a nervous breakdown. Now he regrets being driven by money. ঠিক আছে, so এটা দিয়ে প্রুভ হয়ে যাচ্ছে যে this one you have proved that এই আইডিয়াটা, প্রথমটার যে আইডিয়াটা, this one, এইটা প্রথম হলো যে মেইন আইডিয়া, এই যে এইটা টপিক সেন্টেন্স মেইন আইডিয়া। Now what you are doing, 2 number, এটা পজিটিভ। Job satisfaction gives a sense of fulfillment. First, we write topic sentence to summarize the main idea. Having a job that they enjoy doing and in which they feel valued is a major concern for most of the modern workforce. Now for the explanation sentence to explain this idea. Explanation sentence. A significant number of people are giving up well-paid positions to do jobs which pays less, but they find more enjoyable and less stressful. Giving up well-paid এই ছোট কাজ করার জন্য একটু কম যেখানে স্যালারি। Finally, an example to support our main point as before. Example sentence কি হচ্ছে? I'm an example of myself, A year ago, I left the teaching profession because the workload had become too great, and I am now a gardener. That's it, বিদেশে gardener হয়ে গেছে। I feel really fulfilled in this work, and I'm much more relaxed and happy even though I earn far less. আচ্ছা, there is the 3 parts of your আচ্ছা কি কি হচ্ছে? Having a job that they enjoy doing in which they feel valued is a major concern for most of, বেশি কিন্তু লিখতে হচ্ছে না, দেখেন যা লিখছি সলিড লিখছি। A significant number of people are giving up well-paid position to do jobs which pays less but that they find more enjoyable and less stressful. I'm an example of this myself. A year ago, I gave up the teaching profession because the workload had become too great, and I'm now a gardener. I feel really fulfilled in this job, and I'm much more relaxed and happy even though I earn far less money. Now we need a conclusion, and our IELTS opinion essay is done. Conclusion কিভাবে লিখবেন? Of the essay opinion should do 2 things. Summarize the main points. আপনি যে মেইন পয়েন্ট দিয়ে বেশি মেইন পয়েন্ট তো নাই, সো আমাদের আর স্টেটের ওপিনিয়ন এটাও দিতে হবে। তাহলে কি হচ্ছে? This can generally be done. আমি এইটার লিংক পাঠিয়ে দেবো, হ্যাঁ, ইমেইলে পাঠিয়ে দেবো, you can even check it out. If you're below 250 words after you have written your conclusion, you can add additional prediction or recommendation statement. Our essay currently has 233 words, so we are on target and we need this extra sentence, but you can learn more about how to write prediction or recommendation statement. It has to conclusion page. They also have a page. The conclusion is the easiest sentence in the essay to write, but one of the most important. A good conclusion will have what? Neatly end the essay, link all your ideas together, sum up your argument or opinion, answer the question. If you achieve this, you will improve your score for both task achievement and cohesion, equal criteria, which together make a 50% of the overall marks. Without a conclusion, you will score below band 6 for task achievement. দেখছেন, এটা কোন কারণে না লিখতে পারলে আপনার band 6 অথবা less হবে। You can start almost any final paragraph of an IELTS opinion essay with the words, এইটা big deal না, কি লিখলেন। বেশি বাহারি লিখলে মার্ক আসবে এইটা না, কিন্তু কোনটা বেশি ইম্পর্টেন্ট, এটা থাকাটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট। Now you will need to do is to briefly summarize the main ideas into one sentence. Here is top tip. Top tip to go back and read the introduction to the essay because it is also a summary of the essay. It outlines what we are going to write about. To create a great conclusion, you simply have to paraphrase the introduction. Let's দেখি কিভাবে করেছে। It is argued that earning lots of money has more significance to people than being content in their work. This essay totally disagrees. এটা হলো আমাদের introduction ছিল. I believe that people are increasingly concerned about the risk of stress-related ill health frequently experienced by people in highly position, and they care more about feeling. এই যে দেখছেন অপোজিট আইডিয়াটা দুইটা কিন্তু দিয়ে দিয়েছে এবং মোটামুটি ইনডিরেক্টলি বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছে ও কোন দিকে। এটাও তো বলার দরকার নেই, আগে তো বলেই দিয়েছে এই যে আগে আই ডিসঅ্যাগ্রি। তারপর হিয়ার ইজ সাব, এটা কিন্তু এক্সপ্লেনেশন, এটা এই ডিসঅ্যাগ্রি কেন করছে এটা সুন্দর করে বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছে। হিয়ার ইজ দ্য সেম ইনফরমেশন ফর্ম ইন দ্য কনক্লুশন, ঘুরিয়ে লিখেছে। ইন কনক্লুশন, ফর আ হাই পার্সেন্টেজ অফ পপুলেশন earning a substantial wage is less important than job satisfaction because of the negative effects of job-related stress and the desire to feel happy and fulfilled at work. কোনো নতুন এক্সট্রা ইনফরমেশন নাই, কিন্তু এটাকে ঘুরিয়ে লিখেছে। আপনি আরো অনেক জায়গায় পড়তে পারেন হাউ টু রাইট কনক্লুশন, ইন্টারনেটে প্রচুর জায়গায়। আই উইল সাজেস্ট, আমি বেশ কিছু লিংক দরকার পাঠিয়ে দেবো, ওইগুলো দেখবেন ক্লিয়ার। কিন্তু বেশি কি আবার বেশি দেখলে হয় আপনি বেশি কনফিউজ হয়ে যাবেন। That's it. We have completed our essay. Here is a 4 paragraph. এই কোয়েশ্চেনটা, this is the whole paragraph. আচ্ছা, আমরা পড়ে তারপর আজকে এটা আমরা শেষ করছি। দেখছি যে আজকে কি দেখলাম আমরা, একটা we have seen a argument essay. এটা কিন্তু খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। এই যে দেখেন, আমি যা চাচ্ছি সেটাই কিন্তু লিখেছি, আমি ইচ্ছা মতো বেশি কিন্তু লিখিনি। ইন্ট্রোডাকশনে হবে থিসিস সেন্টেন্স, তারপর এখানে অবশ্য আউটলাইন দেখেছে, আউটলাইন ইন সাম কেসেস ইউ মে নট রাইট। তারপর এখানে কি বডি প্যারাগ্রাফ, এখানে হচ্ছে আমি নেগেটিভ যেটা আমি সাপোর্ট করি না ওইটা আইডিয়া নিয়ে করেছি। এখানে হচ্ছে ফার্স্টে টপিক সেন্টেন্স, তারপর এটা এক্সপ্লেনেশন এন্ড ফাইনালি এক্সাম্পল। টপিক সেন্টেন্স, এক্সপ্লেনেশন, আমি কিন্তু 3-4টা আইডিয়া আনিনি, কারণ এতগুলো লিখতে গেলে কোনোটাই ডেভেলপ করা হয় না। আর কনক্লুশনটা এইটাকে সুন্দর করে লিখেছে। আপনি আরো ভালো করে লিখতে পারেন, আপনি আরো ইউ ক্যান চেক আউট আদার সে হাউ টু রাইট কনক্লুশন, গুগল করেন, ভিডিও দেখেন, you'll be able to do that. এটা ফাইনালি একবার পড়ে উইল ফিনিশ আওয়ার টুডেস ক্লাস। আচ্ছা, কি বলছি, ইট ইজ আর্গুড দ্যাট, তাহলে আমাদের ছিল whether earning money in a high paid job with lots of stress is good, or working for in a work that you enjoy but with less salary. It is argued that earning lots of money has more significance to people than being content in their work. This essay totally disagrees with that statement. এটা খুব সুন্দর করে লিখতে হবে। ও যদি না বোঝে আপনি কি করছেন বললেনই না, আপনার মার্ক কমে যাবে, গ্যারান্টি। I believe that people are increasingly concerned about the risk of stress-related ill health frequently experienced by people in healthy and positions and healthy paid positions, and they care more about feeling fulfilled at work. First paragraph, মানে আমি সাপোর্ট করছি না। Employees who earn a large income are generally under significant mental and emotional pressure to perform well and achieve targets. This causes many individuals to suffer a high level of stress, which can result in mental health problems. This happened to my uncle. He used to boast about his huge salary, but the boss kept increasing his salary targets, and in the end, the stress became too great and he had a nervous breakdown. Now he regrets being driven by money. Having a job that they enjoy doing and in which they feel valued is a major concern for most of the modern workforce. A significant number of people are giving up paid job position to do jobs which pays less, but they find more enjoyable and less stressful. I'm an example of this myself. A year ago, I left the teaching profession because the workload had become too great, and I'm now a gardener. I feel really fulfilled in this work, and I'm much more relaxed and happy, even though I earn far less money. In conclusion, for a high percentage of the population, earning a substantial wage is less important than job satisfaction because of the negative effects of work-related stress and the desire to feel happy and fulfilled. So they have written 272 words. You must write more than 250 words. Is, I, am, these are all words. So I don't think it's going to be a challenge. Okay, so this is for today. So you can, there are lots of, I can also provide you different kind of good essays, but you have to basically, I'm not saying that you'll have to write this one, whatever they have written, but the idea, how you structured the ideas, then you can use your own ideas, no problem. But structuring the ideas is very important. So it makes reading easy. They know that you know what I expect or an examiner expect, and you're just giving it that, okay, this after that, this after that, this after that. and I'll be able to give you mark. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's check it out. And so this is IELTS Jackie. I'll bring in different kind of nice websites. You know, even there are few ones better than others, and sometimes we'll talk about those websites as well. These are not bad websites. These are pretty good websites. Okay, so okay, so any question, anybody? Any question? I'll be sending all the emails after this class, what we have done today. So you can even, if you want to check it out, you can even check it out. Any question? Listen, whatever you do, you must understand. I'm saying that you must understand the structure. Even the essay, whether you are really understanding the essay, you know, I'm writing this, and this is part of introduction. I'm writing this. This is part of example. I'm writing this. This is part of explanation. I'm writing this. This is part of kind of a conclusion to a paragraph. Just don't write for the sake of writing, because each of the sentences has a reason to be there. Okay, so it saves you time, and you are fulfilling all the sentences. It doesn't matter whether you're writing in Bengali or whether you're writing as English, but the ideas must flow. So what are the 4 criteria? You know, say the first one is task response, and these one, answering the question is part of the task response. 9. You have cohesion and cohesion, cohesion and coherence and cohesion. This also 9. You have range, grammatical range and accuracy. This has 9, and the last one is vocabulary range and accuracy. So each of has, how many? 4.
Okay.
Each of them have 9, and whatever you get, they will add up all 9, 9, 9, 9, whatever you get, and they divide it by 4, and that's your IELTS task 1 and task 2 score. So, try to be objective. First, try to know what they want, and then other than that, they won't be able to give you marks. It's very difficult. Life becomes very difficult if you write whatever you like. They cannot, they cannot assign that this one, complies or conforms with task achievement. This idea conform with, it could be what, cohesion, coherence, because you're just writing, the way you want. First understand that, then try to, be creative. Okay. Any question, anybody? Anybody? Any question? Anybody here? Are you here? Anybody or no?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, good. So any question? So every week we'll be discussing. Sometimes what happens, everything is there, but we don't watch. We don't have the passion. We don't want to go, but try to understand. Try to have an idea about yourself. Yes, it works like that. Then move on. Please.
So I have a question regarding reading. First of all, you told about the difference between yes, no, or true, false. I can't guess what you said. It's not clear to me. And
which one?
Difference
which one?
between difference between yes, no, and true, false. Question. The difference, and what will be the strategy of reading the question first? These are the 2 questions from my side.
Which one? Reading yes, no, not
reading.
given.
Reading. Yes, no. What is the difference between the yes, no, not given?
Yes,
false?
no, not given. Yes is, it must be there. You
No,
will be able
the
to
difference between true, false, or yes, no. Question pattern.
Oh, I see. True, false, and yes, no. I think true, false is